Oh man, I'm gonna need some better tools. This is not going well. Yep, it's time to run. Yeah, there are so many of those mobs over there, it's a little insane. I'm gonna definitely need to go somewhere else to get some better tools, and that's kinda hilarious. Look at him burn. Stone tools aren't gonna last for long, and they're just not gonna cut it. And also, my iron armor is apparently not defending me as well as it needs to, so I think we need to work on getting some diamonds, and I think the best way to do that is by going and establishing a dwarven kingdom in the mountain in that direction. Let's go. This thing really is something else. This is going to be a great place to start a mine and the Dwarven Kingdom. Let's see if we can find a good place for an entrance. We've got a nice wide open cavern mouth here. Let's see if we can check it out a little bit. We also will need to be careful of the snowier snow. I hate getting into that stuff. But we've got some coal right there and maybe some area in here that might be nice. Okay, so clearly I've been here before. Missed a bunch of the coal. That's okay. I think having some of this glow lichen will be kind of cool to put on some of the walls as we get deeper into the mines as we go. So I'll pick some of it up as I see it, and I think it'll be a nice touch. So today the goal is going to be to go deep and also to create a nice dwarven entrance on the inside. But at some point, I definitely want to create an iron farm, maybe in this area, or if not, in the Hobbit area. So if you guys can let me know in the comments below whether having a iron farm inside of a mountain is a good idea, or if it would be better to have it at like a Hobbit hole area. Just as a general rule, I don't find this to be a great area to start building an entrance. We'd have to put too many resources into shoring up the holes and stuff. So I don't think I'm going to build our entrance here, but rather I think we have a really nice spot over here. Maybe it's a little bit low on the mountain, but I think it'll work, especially with the story we're telling. And let me remind myself exactly where that was. Looking up here in the free cam, it can be really cool to kind of help get yourself an idea of what you want to look at. And right about where the crosshairs are, is where I was thinking we would build our entrance. And it may be a good place for a mine, but up here also, we've got a nice kind of clear pre-flattened area, especially if you remove this chunk of snow right here, where we could have maybe a nice lookout a little bit later. And as we go on and work on this area, we have several good places where we could build entrances and exits to the various tunnels and stuff like that that we will build for sort of a dwarven kingdom in this mountain. And I'm really excited about how this project is going to go. Between this, the Shire, and anything else that we build in this world, they're all going to be works in progress. Everything we do is going to be basically continued until we're done with this world, or until we run out of space. And of course, we're not going to have one hobbit hole like we have right now in the Shire, and we're not just going to have one entrance and a mine for the Dwarven Kingdom. And I mean, the Wizard House will probably just stay the Wizard House with maybe a rocket store. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go, but I'm really enjoying the slow pace of the series and just getting things as we want them, or with a story element involved. For now, let's get started on building our entrance. So right about here, I'm thinking would be a really good place for an entrance. And when I say build, I just mean let's dig out the hole and then build a little room on the inside before we start going down. Oh, before we start going down into the depths for the diamonds and the other ores and things like that. So let's dig out our hole and see what we can work with. Yes, all right. I have spent the better half of an hour mining this out, and there's still some ores to get along the walls. But this is going to be the entrance area, and I'm planning to have a few halls off about where the torches are, maybe in a couple of other places. But down here in the back, we're going to try and make it centered. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's pretty much spot on. Right here in the back, we're going to have our staircase down to the mine. And all I've got to do is mine down to negative 60? Something like that. I could be wrong on that. We'll see once we get down to the bottom and see how far we need to go. It's going to be a long, long, long way. But we'll make it. We'll make it down there, and hopefully we have enough iron to mine diamonds and things like that. But as we get down there, we should hopefully be safe. And also, I'm hearing a ton of zombies, like right in this corner. What could possibly be up here? Wait. No way. Is that a spawner? Oh, it is. Right above our room. That is insane. Hey, I got a nice little zombie farm here. That's sick. All right, let's see if we can get some of this treasure up here. Well, we're not going to get very far without a weapon. Oh, of course you did. That's a little intense. Let's try this. Oh, good grief. That is a ton of zombies. One of them has thorns, too. Oh, no. Oh, geez, this was a mistake. Oh, great. Ah, flawless. Alright, hopefully we can get back up in there and see what kind of loot we got and won't be bothered by any more zombies. Let's close this off for now. Make sure we get plenty of torches in here and remove this gravel. Oh, nice. A name tag. Some bones. We could get a dog. Wheat. A saddle. Let's go for a donkey. Some rotten flesh. String. Pumpkin seeds. Okay. Not the best loot, especially the beetroot, but we got some gunpowder and C418. Nice. Let's get out of here, and we'll save this for later. We just have to remember exactly where it is. So before we get back to digging this out, I think it would be really cool to have a little buddy. So let's take these bones and see if we can't find a doggo. We've got that name tag, guys, and we've got this beautiful dog behind us. Feel free to drop a name in the comments and see what you guys would like to name the dog. Come on, bud. Let's go. Well, I was hoping you'd be a good guard dog, but your face stuck in the corner like that, I don't think it's going to work. Oh well. While this dog here guards the entrance for us, let's start mining. Because digging this out is not going to be fun with just stone and iron tools. I haven't really been able to find many diamonds yet. I've found about 6, which is actually pretty good. But I've spent a long time mining. We have come all the way down from not just there, but further on up where we were, and come all the way down to about -53, where I've got a few ideas here in place. With each of these torches, I plan to dig a straight line or branch mine in some way, and I want to decorate these things out, each of the tunnels with this spruce wood. And as I go, I'm going to strip each of the spruce woods down so that it'll look a little bit better. Now, as far as what's going to go up on this top block, I'm not quite sure. I want it to look a little bit different just to make it look a little bit better, but I'm not sure that a stair is exactly what I'm going to want. Although that really doesn't look too bad. I'll keep looking at it, keep working on it, and I'll get back with you guys once I've finished out decorating the room, and then we'll do some mining so we can get some better tools so we can actually decorate and build the top portion of our mine here. Now, this is a place I can see myself spending a lot of time in mining. This is going to be really good. I got some extra chests here for storage and things like that for when I have a bunch of blocks that I need to get rid of. And I even have a couple of barrels up here where maybe I can store some extra goodies just in case I need them there. And yeah, this is really exciting. It's really looking good. It's kind of short, but if you think about it, so are dwarves. And even if they do build more grandeur in certain areas, which we will do, their mines are probably pretty short and pretty structurally sound. Probably got a lot of supports where they need them. And that's what we got going on here. So I like this. I like this a lot. Now I've just got to go do a bit of mining. And hopefully when you see me next, I'll be covered in diamond armor. I've been sitting here for a hot minute trying to figure out exactly what it is that I wanted to do with our entrance. And let me zoom out here just a little bit. And I'm thinking that we need to build a staircase first, going up from the water here all the way up to this opening where I'm standing. I think that's going to give us a good idea of how grand we're going to need this entrance to look. Now, the other thing that I'm a little concerned about is if you remember this hole up here, that is a zombie spawner. And I really want to use it for an experience farm, but I'm struggling with trying to figure out exactly how to incorporate it into the build. I'm thinking maybe I could put some pillars in here, and if I put a pillar underneath it, I could hollow that pillar out and put the experience farm underneath. But there's got to be some way to figure that out. So let me think about that some, but while we're thinking about it, let's build a staircase. I've got a nice area here coming straight down to the waterfront, which I think will look really cool. And we can build some different things along here on each of these areas, though I'm not quite sure that we're going to get to those today. But we can build the staircase going up straight into the entrance of the mine, where we can turn some of these into pillars as our entrances. And I'm thinking that what we're going to want to do today is really focus on the exterior here. And just depending on how much time we have, then we'll get to the interior when we have more time. We'll see. I'm kind of feeling really motivated, so we might get to it today. We'll see. We'll see. What'll make things a little bit easier is getting the stone cutter. And now we can start working more with our cobbled deep slate. Oh, Oh, you look so cold. Okay, we need to push this out just a touch more on this side. Perfect. And I think what we're going to want to do, we'll start with one of our deep slate tiles here and then go across with 3 of our polished tough stairs and then another deep slate tile. And I think this may make for a really, really cool uh, picture here. And then as we go along, we might even shore it up with some other sorts of blocks here rather than the dirt. For now, let's take a nap and I'll get to work on the rest of the staircase. Okay, this is looking good. I really do like the deep slate with the tough. And I've got some landings as you go up the stairs. I feel like that kind of helps it feel a little more grand. And they have some more design on them with the polished, chiseled, and tough block. Words are not coming to me right now. And then the other chiseled tough block right there, just to make things look a little bit fancier. And now it goes all the way down to the water where I have the boat. And I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure I'm sold on it going just straight into the water. I may do some sort of slab or something there to kind of help separate it off just a little bit more, but we'll see. And to kind of help it look a little more grand, I decided to throw in some towers here. Now, of course, you can't call them towers now because they're not completely built up. But as they go up, they're going to make things look a little bit more grand. And I'm still trying to decide in my brain if I want them to arch over the stairway, which could look really cool, or to be statues on the side there, which I have never built statues in Minecraft ever. So that would just be rough. just be rough in all honesty. So what I think I might do then is build up the towers and have them arch up over the pathway. And of course we have these towers here that are sticking slightly out of the mountain to help it seem like it's supporting being supported by the mountain or being chiseled out of the mountain. And I think that's going to look really cool, and we may really do a more eloquent sort of arch here going up over the door frame as we go into the mountain. And then, of course, here, I don't know if I mentioned it a little bit ago, I have a 3 wide or 3 deep door because I do at some point want to make it a door that opens and closes potentially from the side if we can get that to work. But I want it to look as though the mountain is solid here, and that's the door that you're working on. So yeah, that's the goal. And let's get started on some of these towers, and I might do a little bit of a time lapse of it, just because we haven't done many time lapses lately, and I think it would be really cool to time lapse me building and tearing down stuff multiple times. As always, let's go. I don't know about you guys, but I am in love with these pillars and arches. I think they look so good. And if you didn't notice from the time lapse, two things. One is I replaced the center block there with a chiseled deep slate. And I think that's going to look really good. And then also, I realized this tower was just a little bit taller than that one. And I didn't notice it until the time lapse. And so I have brought it down the one block it needed to. I think that's going to look super good for walking up here. It provides a definite sort of ambiance as you're walking. Now, the other thing I want to do is decorate the door here. And I've already started with the lapis and emerald right there. And I think it's going to look pretty good. I just need to figure out if I want to bring them out from the wall some, and then exactly how else to make it look intricate. But I think some of the first thing that we need to do is replace the snow there with stone, as well as that dirt also, just to make it look like it's part of the wall a little bit more. But once we've got that done, we should be able to start figuring out what kind of design we want to do, and if it needs to come off of what we've already got here, or if it needs to be as part of the wall there itself. So let's get to work. Oh yeah, that'll do it. I ended up pulling the lapis and emerald out a little bit and shoving it up some because I think that looks a lot better. And I did a little ornate design here underneath the arch and on the wall. I think that's going to look really, really good. Let's get a little free cam view of it. Yeah, I love it. I love it. I hope you guys like it as well. And let's zoom out, see what it looks like all together. Of course, looking straight on the arches sort of block it, but if you look up from the arches, oh man, that looks so good. Oh, that's amazing. I love it. I love it. Let's take a quick nap, and then we can talk about our plans for the interior. So we have a little bit of a room here already dug out that I did with the iron and stone picks, and I think it's pretty good. I think what I want to do is maybe keep the room the same size, maybe increase the ceiling a little bit, maybe like 2 or 3 blocks. We really don't want to interfere too much with what's going on right there. And then we want to do sort of an arch going up over this with maybe staircase going behind it, sort of curved around to go deeper into the mine. So I'm gonna do a little bit of planning with some cobblestone because we're running out of time, but at least to give us an idea of what we're working with for the next few times we work on this build. And this is gonna be the basic plan for the area we have here. We've got arches on 3 different parts of each wall, which I think is gonna look really cool. We'll have to figure out some way to decorate in between and of course actually make these look like arches and look nice. These platforms here are going to end up being pillars that go up to support the ceiling. And I think what we're going to end up doing is redirecting where the zombies spawn and move them and drop them through this pillar down to a place down there to be able to make that a zombie experience farm. Of course, I am going to have to figure out the best way to do that if we need to do some sort of elevator coming up through this pillar to bring them back high up through and then down to where they will eventually be where I can get experience from them. And then, of course, down here we have another arch going over our mine shaft, which is going to look real nice once we get it figured out and exactly how we want that looking. And then here, these are going to mark steps going up and around behind the mine shaft to perhaps where the Dwarven King will reside once he's there. So that's the start of our Dwarven mine entrance, and I hope you guys enjoyed this build just as much as I have. I've really been enjoying digging and mining along with the dwarves, and I think things are going to look really nice through here. And don't forget to name this pup. He needs a good name. He's such a good dog. See you guys in the next one, and have a great, great day.